Hello viewers, welcome to UN Autonomous College. Today we can discuss the concept of applet in Java. So before going to discuss about this topic, first of all know what are the topic outlines regarding this applet programming concept. First of all we know what is the meaning of applet, that means the introduction to applet, life cycle of applet, types of applet, then create an applet code, then we can learn advantages of applet. The first of all we can learn introduction to applet, means what is the definition of applet concept. We know that an applet is a special kind of Java program that runs in a Java enabled browser, and this is the first Java program that can run over the network using the browser. Actually the applet is typically embedded inside a web page and run in the browser. That means whenever user want to design a applet program, and that applet code is specially involves in the part of a graphics relevant concept. Applet coding gives a platform to access it through a specific type of web browser, and that web browser may be your Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, otherwise Java enabled web browser means Hot Java, and that Java provides a inbuilt web browser that is known as Hot Web Browser, and that web browser is part of that applet viewer term, and it is automatically inbuilt in your Java software. Whenever user want to access it, then it can use that Java enabled web browser specially, and it is a specialty of Java programming concept because only the Java program can access through a web browser. Like your C++ concept programs cannot be opened through web browser, but Java provides a platform through a applet coding. By using that coding you can easily open that code through a specific type of web browser, that may be a Mozilla Firefox, Netscape Navigator, Google Chrome, otherwise you can say Java enabled web browser, that is Hot Java. Next we can focus on that point. In other words, we can say that the applets are small Java applications that can be accessed on an internet server, then it is transported over internet and can be automatically installed and run as part of a web document. We know that whenever user want to design that applet coding, and that applet coding is a one small programming concept. That means like your normal program needs lots of statement to design this type of code, but in our applet concept it is not required to design multiple lines to write and to develop a specific type of applet code. So it is known as a one small programming concept. By using that program, user can easily create a that is one graphical based applications, and that applications also open through web browser, that may be a text, that may be image, that may be audio, that may be a video, that may be any type of text. That means we have a multimedia text which is also possible to create in our Java program, and that program is known as applet code, and that applet code must be accessed through a specific type of environment that is known as web browser, that may be normal web browser or inbuilt Java enabled web browser. There is no problem in that programming concept. Next we can learn, after a user receives an applet, the applet can produce a graphical user interface. It has limited access to resources so that it can run complex computations without introducing the risks of viruses or that means risking the data integrity. That means through this applet coding we can create a more graphical user interface environment. Through that graphical based user environment, it can help to create a specific animated or interactive web page. Through that web page we can easily motivate to any type of clients to use it and to access very effective way. That's why next we can learn, like to create an applet, especially that applet program must be created through a specific type of package, or we can say importing a specific type of package that is known as applet package. Similarly, we know that in Java provides lots of package concept like your IO package, then util package, then lang package, then network package means net package, then AWT package means abstract window toolkit package. At last we can say last package named as applet package. That means whenever user want to create a applet code, in that time user must to use that applet package. Through that applet package, inside that applet package we have a class that class named as a applet. The first character should be a capital. By using that applet class, we can easily write, or you can say easily write in our program, or you can say inherit that class in our program to create a applet programming concept in your Java concept. Next we can learn what is the concept of life cycle of an applet. Actually, whenever user going to learning about applet concept, in general we have 4 methods in applet class, gives you the framework on which you build a serious applet program. But in the view of practical aspect, generally we prefer 5 methods, not 4 methods. But that paint method, it is embedded in a specific type of method, that maybe we can say that is known as a start method, or you can say one display section method, but it is not still considered in your programming part. But in a practical point of view, we have 5 methods: init method, start method, paint method, then stop method, last destroy method. That means we have the 5 types of method. Then what is the role of that init method? That init method specially used to create for initialization purpose. We know that whenever user want to go create a specific type of program, in that time user need to create some variables and create some user defined or any predefined variables. Through that we can initialize some parameters, some constants in it. By using that constant, which can show some effects on our monitor, and that means that's why we need to assign some predefined or user defined constant in this init method, means initialization method. Second method known as a start method. Then what is the role of that start method? This method is automatically called after the browser calls the init method. So it is also called whenever, or you can say the user returns to the page containing the applet after having gone up to other page. That means that start method is specially invoked whenever your init method is called, and that start method sometimes it is inbuiltly available in that init method. That means it is the one known as the starting of that program or starting of that method, and that method must be explicitly defined, otherwise it can invoked implicitly in a program. Third method named as paint method. This method specially invoked immediately after the start method, and also any time the applet needs to repaint itself in the browser, then the paint method is actually inherited from java.awatt package. We know that due to the presence of that paint method, we can doing our real activity in our program. Due to the presence of that paint method, it can gives a platform or gives a interface. Through that interface we can easily adding some text or adding some image in our program. That image may be a static, or that image may be a dynamic. Otherwise you can also adding some graphical based field, like you're drawing a line, any rectangle, which can be discussed in your next class. But through that paint method we can easily doing our real activity or real writing sections in that paint method, and that paint method especially belongs to AWT package, means abstract window toolkit package, but overall that program is belongs to your applet package. But only the paint method, that method is only belongs to your AWT package. That means whenever user want to create that applet program, in that time in that program user must to import 2 package. One is the applet package, as well as you can also include that AWT package. Without AWT package we never invoke that paint method in our program. Next method we can learn, that is known as a stop method. Then what is the use of that stop method? This method is automatically called when the user moves up the page on which the applet sits, or it can therefore be called repeatedly in the same applet. That means due to the presence of that stop method, it helps to just we can interrupt that program execution, or we can say whenever any type of applet code is executing, in that time we need to halt it, we need to block it. In that time we can invoke the stop method. The stop method can stop the flow of execution of that applet code. Whenever that program is being stopped, at that time user want to re-invoked or recalled it, it is also possible through that start method. That's why we are using the stop method to block it if a program is behaving as abnormal or your program is interrupted by some other program. That's why we are using that stop method. Last but not least, that is known as destroy method. This method is only called when the browser shuts down normally, because the applets are meant to live on an HTML page. You should not normally leave resources behind after a user leaves the page that contain the applet. We know that whenever user want to exit the program, in that time user can invoke the destroy method. Whenever the destroy method is invoked, that means your object is automatically released from your program. It can release your memory which is reserved by a specific type of object which is used in our program. Otherwise, we have two type of destroy sections, like one is a premature destroy and the mature destroy. Whenever your applet code is successfully created and successfully executed and displaying you some consequence on your monitor screen, in that time your destroy method is automatically invoked. There is no need to write externally in our program. If you want to make your program destroyed at the time of execution, in that time we must to include that destroy method in our program. So without destroy method, your memory cannot be released. Okay, and that means if you not use that destroy method, there is no problem, because in our program the paint method compulsory to write, because without paint method a user never write anything else, or user never create any type of statement in that program. That may be a text, that may be a line, that may be adding an image, maybe audio, maybe video, anything else user want to add in their program, user must to include that paint method. The paint method is essential in our program. The other four methods generally optional. If you want to write it, then okay. If you are not interested to write these four methods, then there is no big problem, and without these four methods in our program, it never shows any type of error in our program. Okay, fine. Next we can focus on the slide which is displaying as a architecture of that life cycle of applet concept. We know that the first process named as applet initialized, which is belongs to a first state. Whenever user want to create an applet code, in that time user move to the applet initialized state. It is the one beginning state of an applet concept. Next, whenever your applet is initialized, then automatically your applet move to the applet started, means it is invoking the start method. Whenever which is displayed on the right side of that method named as a start, and that start method link with your applet started, which is a step 2. Similarly, the applet initialized link with your this init method. Through this method concept, we can easily recognize in that part, means like that applet started with the start method, applet initialized with init method. Next, your applet code is moved to the paint method, is a real execution method in our applet coding program. That means whenever your paint method is invoked, this method is invoked, that means it provides a platform through which you can add image in our program or audio, video, text in it. Whenever your applet is automatically painted, then the stop method is automatically invoked. Whenever stop method is invoked, that means if a user want to block that program or user want to interrupt that program, that's why we are using that stop method. Finally, whenever user completed their task execution process, at that time a user is being called, that is known as a destroy method. Whenever the destroy method is invoked, that means it is belongs to last step, and that step is specially successfully ended, means it is a mature death. If you want to make it forcefully to end that applet code, that means you are externally write that destroy method in that program. That means through that method named as destroy, there is no any big problem in our program execution. Okay. Next we can learn what are the different types of applet in our Java concept. So generally applet divided into two types, known as a local applet, next remote applet. First of all, we can discuss what is the concept of local applet. Local applet means whenever user want to create a applet code in their own system, that means that system belongs to a locally. That means whenever user going to develop any type of code, means applet relevant code in that system, then that program is named as local applet. That means whenever a program is created in that system, that program is available in that system and user going to execute it, and the result consequences also display in the same system which is locally available to that user. If a user consider the concept of remote applet concept, that means the applet code is not locally available, that applet code is remotely placed in a server and user can invoke or we can typing the URL of that applet program, means uniform resource locator address of that applet code and enter it, then we can getting the result of that applet code, which is known as a remote applet concept. That means in this way we can differentiate between the two concepts, that is known as local applet, another one known as remote applet. So most probably the remote applet is used in our website concept, any web development platform, because we need to hosting that applet code in a remote place, then we can give that name of that applet code, or we can giving the address name of that applet code, we can easily retrieve to our system and execute it when getting a consequence in our browser. There is no problem. That browser may be your inbuilt web browser, means Java enabled web browser, or you can say our system web browser like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Netscape Navigator, any other web browsers we have in our system. Next we can learn the concept of how to create an applet code in our Java concept. The user need a specific type of concept to creating an applet code, which is displayed on our slide. Just you can focus on it. First of all, user need to create applet code. In that time, user must know about two package concept, that is known as AWT package, another known as applet package. And how to use that package? First of all, user must to write that import space java.awt.star semicolon. Then user can write import space java.applet.star semicolon. Then user must to write public class with a class name, and that class name must be inherited from a predefined applet class. The first character should be capital, means A. That means that applet class belongs to that applet package applet, which is written in small letter. Similarly, that applet with the A should be a capital, means it is a class, predefined class. And a user creating a simple is a class, user defined class, which is extended from that predefined class named as applet through a keyword that is named as extends. That means public class simple extends, then writing applet. That means the simple is a subclass of applet class. Here applet is a predefined, simple is a subclass of that predefined applet class. Inside that class, user must write that paint method. We know that the paint method is essential in our applet code. So without paint method, user can create anything else. So with the help of that paint method, user can doing their tags in it. That's why the paint method is derived like public space void space, then paint method written in small case, and that paint method belongs to AWT package, means applet package, otherwise you can say abstract window toolkit package. Inside that paint method we have a parameter named as G, and G belongs to a object of that graphics class, and G should be capital. In graphics class G should be capital, and from that graphics class we are creating an object named as G, and that G is a user defined. Instead of G you can write obj, instead of G you can write any name, there is no problem. Here G is a user defined object. Inside that paint method we have a some predefined method named as drawString method, but that drawString method can be invoked through an object of that graphics class that is written as G, G dot drawString, and the drawString D should be small letter, H should be capital. Both are combined together, create a single word named as drawString. With the help of that drawString method, we can write some text in our browser. That may be your inbuilt web browser, or you can say our user defined web browser, means Google Chrome, Netscape Navigator, etc. Inside that drawString we have method, some parameter like we have a text like a simple applet. Instead of that simple applet, you can write any text. Whatever you are writing in your double keto, it may be displayed on your inbuilt Java web browser, which is displayed in our monitor screen, like here written is applet viewer named as a simple.class. Then inside it we are getting a simple applet. Instead of here we are writing anything, it can display on your applet viewer web browser. Means it is a hot web browser which is inbuiltly available in our system. Then we have two other parameter like integer type parameter 20, 20, means we are giving the top and bottom size, the distance between your top and bottom, or you can say the left to right. In this way we are adding it 20 and 20. We have three parameters whenever user want to write some text in that applet viewer web browser. In that time user must to invoke through that g.drawString method. Then automatically inside that parameter we have three types, the text and two means locations like x axis and y axis. At last that class must be end with closing curly braces. The most specialty thing is like that in applet program. In our applet program we never contain public static void main method. We know that whenever user want to create any Java program must to include that public static void main concept, but in your applet programming concept user never write the concept method that is known as a main method, public static void main with string edges. This method is not declared in our Java concept, means in our applet programming concept. So in our applet program there is no need to declare any main method. That's why we only to keep method named as paint method, and other four method are optional in our applet code. But whenever user want to create that applet code with the help of that paint method, in that time also declare one type of statement which is declared in our slide. Just you can focus on it like here. In that comment line we declare a statement like that is known as applet tag. We know that our output must be displayed on web browser, that may be your Google Chrome, that may be applet viewer or hot web browser, Java enabled web browser. That's why we are writing this statement is essential in that time. We must to include this, or we must to declare this line in our Java program. Means first of all we can take the help of that applet tag. Inside that applet tag we have an attribute like code. In it we are declaring simple.class. We know that in that applet code must be need to compile it. Whenever that applet code is compiled, it can create a class file, but we can need that reference of that class file in that applet code, means that code attribute section simple.class, because we know that the class must be saved with the class name simple.java. Whenever it is compiled, it can create a .class file. We need to reference it in their program. Then we can declare two extra attribute like height, and we are mentioning the height of our Java web enabled browser 300 and width we declare as a 400. That means height lies in between 300 and width lies within 400. Then we need to close that applet tag. It is a pair tag, and that applet tag is closed like that. Then we can write this tag declaration through a comment line, because it is a Java program, it is not a HTML program. Whenever you compile that program, if you are not giving that comment line, it can show an error. That's why you need to write this comment line. But this line is specially interpreted whenever you are executing that program through a specific type of tool named as applet viewer tool. We know that in our Java program we have lots of tool concept which is discussed in our previous slide. Let us focus on it. How to run that applet code? We know that before going to execution of that applet code, we should know about some tools regarding our Java program, which is already discussed in your previous section, that is known as a JDK tools. In that tools we have Java C, it is known as a Java compiler, then Java known as a Java interpreter, Java P known as a Java disassembler, Java H known as a Java header file. Java doc means we know that Java means related to HTML document files. Then last one we have another tool that is known as applet viewer tool. That applet viewer tool helps us to execute that applet code in our Java concept. That's why we are taking the help of that tool named as applet viewer. Let us focus on the slide. Whenever user execute the applet code by applet viewer tool, means that write in command prompt like that java c fast.java. That fast.java is one type of applet code. Whenever that applet code is compiled, it can create a class file, but never write to java space fast. That means in that applet code does not contain any type of publish static void main method. That's why you need to write this statement like applet viewer is a tool. With the help of that tool, user must write space fast.java. That means whenever your fast.java is compiled, it can create a class file, but we never write here fast.class. We can write here fast.java with the help of that applet viewer tool. Whenever user writing this applet viewer tool space fast.java, then it can display a specific type of result on that web browser like that. This section, this applet viewer output section is automatically open and we are getting a result like a simple.applet concept. Okay. So in this way we can execute our applet relevant program. Okay. Next we can discuss like what are the some different methods are related to that applet code. Generally we have two specific type of methods which can make our program more interactive in that time. We have two specific type of method named as set background method, another known as a set foreground method. Then what is the use of that background method and set foreground method? Through that method, especially user can change their background of that applet viewer web browser. Means Java enabled web browser background need to change by any type of color, that may be green, that may be red, that may be orange, maybe cyan, any type of color. If a user want to write in that program, in that time user must to write this coding like set background. Within that method we must to declare color dot green. In that time your background of that program means output screen changes to green color. Instead of that green, if you are writing yellow, then screen must be displayed as yellow, and that color is a predefined class. C should be capital. Okay. In this way we can changing out the background of a applet viewer environment. If a user want to change the text color, in that time user must to write this method named as set foreground method. With the help of that set foreground method, with parenthesis we have some parameter like color dot red, means C should be capital, and we are taking the help of that red. Red may be displayed as a red color. If instead of that red we are writing the blue, it can display as blue. That means in this way we can change the color of the text, which is very easily available in our system. And these two methods must be included in your paint method, otherwise we can write these two methods inside your init method. There is no problem at the time of declaration in our Java program. So in this way we can adding any type of methods in your init method, otherwise in our paint method. There is no problem. Next we can knowing the concept of displaying image in applet, but how is it possible? We know that in your applet concept we have a environment to add any type of image. There is no problem. If a user want to make getting an environment through that applet code, user can easily add audio also in our applet code, which is also possible, or video or any type of image. But that image concept now we are discussing in our slide, like how to display image in our applet program. Okay, let us focus on it. Applet is mostly used in games and animations. That is the specialty of applet program, especially designing any type of games application or any type of animations in our programming. For this purpose, image is required to be displayed. That's why the java.awt.graphics class is added in that program. In that graphics class belongs to that AWT package. Inside that package also we have a method named as draw image method. D small letter then I should be capital. Through that draw image method, we can display the image in our applet code. But how it will be declared in it? First of all, user must declare like public space abstract space boolean, then declare draw image method. In that image method, we have an image class, and that image class create an object named as img. Then we have two primitive type variable, that is declares x y, which is the integer type. Then another object we have that is belongs to our image observer class, and its object name as observer, which is used to draw the specified image in their applet program. Then how to write it that program? First of all, user need to import two packages named as AWT package, then applet package. In that program, we are declaring one statement like public class named as display image, then extends applet class. In this class, we have an object named as picture, and that picture is an object of image class. And through that picture object, we can easily create a picture in our applet program. So in that class, we have a method named as init method, which is declared as public space void space init method. In that init method, we have a statement like picture equal to get image method. In that get image method, we are mentioning the location of our image which is present in our system, like get document base. That means whenever image is retrieved in the base of document, and that we are writing here the image name, that image whatever you are using, which type of image, you can write that name of that image in our program, that is written as sono.jpg. Then you can close that statement or method through that semicolon. Then you can close that init method. Inside that program, we have another method named as the paint method, which is declared as public space void space paint method. In that paint method, we have a parameter like g, and that g belongs to a graphics class object. Through that object, we can invoke a specific type of method, that method named as draw image method. Through that draw image method, we can easily drawing that image which is stored the reference of in a picture object, which is a part of that image class. Then it can be displayed in the location of that named as 3030, and with this means it is reference a calling function of that class object, that is named as a display image. That means a reference by itself through that this object, and through that object we can easily pointing the current location of that program. That's in this way we can easily adding a image in our Java program without any problem. And this draw image also belongs to that AWT package. Next we can learn what are the different advantages and disadvantages of that applet concept. By using the applet concept, we are getting some advantages like it works at client side, so less response time. We know that applet code specially executed in your client side applications, but that applet concept is never used in your server's location, means a server location, which is so complicated to load in our program, and that's why we prefer to execute that applet code in our system, a local system, which is very beneficial for us and very user friendly for us. That's why it takes less time to load in our system. Next advantage it can provide like security. Through that applet code, we are getting more secure than other programming concept, because you know that whenever user adding any type of audio, video or any type of image through that applet code, it is not retrieved by any unauthorized person from their system. It is a securely accessed in our system. Last advantage we can say like that, it can be executed by browser running under many platforms like your Linux platform, Windows platform, Mac operating system platform, or any type of platforms. It is easily executed through that web browser. That's why Java is so essential or so flexible or architecture neutrality in their characteristics. But in the drawback of applet specially, which is related to plugin is required at client browser to execute the applet concept. That means whenever user want to execute that applet coding, in that time user must include a specific type of plugin, and that plugin is relevant to applet code. If a user never add any type of plugin in their system, in that time getting an error. That means your browser is unable to open or unable to access that applet code in their environment. That's why we need to add a plugin in our web browser. That may be hot web browser, means Java enabled web browser, or any type of normal web browser like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, etc. Through that web browser we can also access that applet code with the help of that plugin. That's why is a disadvantage of applet concept. That's why we must include that plugin concept in a web browser. Without plugin we never access that applet code in it. Okay, fine, thank you.